Good Friday evening to you, everyone. Yes, Friday Eve to you. Welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents Let's Talk Houston Rockets. I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Let's talk about the trade. It's reported, not yet official. The Rockets have not sent out the email press release to confirm it, which makes you wonder if there's going to be more involved with it. But as reported thus far, your thoughts on it. The Rockets will acquire Memphis Grizzlies center Steven Adams in exchange for guard Victor Oladipo and 3 second-round picks, 2 in 2024 and 1 in 2025. In 2024, the Rockets have picks from Brooklyn, Golden State, and OKC. In 25, the Rockets only have the Thunder's pick. Salary coming in, Steven Adams, of course, he's out this year, season-ending injury, surgery. But 12.6 million this year, 12.6 million next season, going out. VO Oladipo last year of his deal worth $9.5 million. So what do you think? What do you think, Ram? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Emi is going to ruin the Rockets trading Jalen for Bridges, who is a role player. Where are you getting that from? That's not happening. That's not going to happen. Thank you for your comment. That's not happening. And again, Justin, how are you doing? There are some Rocket fans that are actually upset about this move. They needed a defensive big. Well, I hope those Rocket fans join us on the show to share their insight, their thoughts on why this is a bad deal. Because they were participating in last week's show, last Friday's Let's Talk Houston Rockets. I brought up what Chris B. Haynes had mentioned for a while, not a while, but what had become known, that the Rockets had shown interest in Robert Williams, Time Lord, who's out for the season, to get his services for next season as a backup big to Alperen Şengün. Well, this deal is similar. They got Steven Adams, who's out for this season, be back next season as a backup big to Alperen Şengün. I don't think the Rockets are done dealing, by the way. Jamon says, I like Steven Adams, but we need help this year. Well, they gave up 3 second-round picks, so they still got 4 of those left. So they still got options. Kelly Iko, Shams, and Sam Amick wrote about it yesterday, that the Rockets would be willing to give up part of their core for a star. Wonder who that would be. That's the question. Justin says Rockets fans wanted Williams. Okay, exactly. So what's the difference? Neither one of them going to be helping this season. Jamon says he preferred Time Lord to Steven Adams, though. Okay, well, why? That's your thoughts on that. I'm just curious about your viewpoint. Not hating on anybody. You got different viewpoints. That's part of what's being a member of the Let's Talk Houston Rockets family. We all have different viewpoints and may not agree all the time. That's fine. Just be respectful. No worries whatsoever. Thrillo, long time to hear from, brother. How you doing? We need to talk about your TSU squad. Terry, my man, how are you? Chiming in from New Zealand. And I know you are a Steven Adams stan. Yeah. But, well, he is younger. Steve Adams is 31. Time Lord is 26. But, I mean, as many injuries as Time Lord has, how old is his body? What does he have left in the tank? He seemed to break down more than Steven Adams has. So, when healthy, okay, but how long would Robert Williams stay healthy? So that's a risk as well. So different viewpoints on it. And again, I don't believe the Rockets are done making deals or a deal. I still clinging to Jayshawn Tate will be traded at some point. And here, Terry with some numbers. Time Lord in 6 years has only played in 215 games. Well, one of my beliefs, and coaches and players and old heads like me, the best Ability is availability. So if you're not available to play, your potential is nice, but I need you to play and be consistent in how many games you can play. We can count on you game in, game out. 215 out of 6 years. That's not that's not it. Yeah, Nets are not trading Mikal Bridges. They're not. They're not trading Mikal Bridges. Not right now. They're not. Unless something changes, they're not doing that. They're not. Okay, you know, a star player, and you know, how much of a star is he? Does he make the Rockets appreciably better this year and long term? No, I don't think he does. Hmm. So we got, and let me say this. I've said it before. Terry reminds me of it, or well, agreed with me in a direct message. Most of the trades that happen, that actually do happen, we do not hear about publicly. Okay? The deals that do happen are kept behind closed doors. All the rumors that are leaked are from agents, reps of players not happy with their current situation and are trying to force a narrative. Most of the deals that, not all of them, not saying 100%, but most of them that do happen, we don't hear about. So, this, and David, thank you for your comment. Now, I agree with that also. There has been some reports, discussions that Robert Williams does have a degenerative knee. That means it's not going to get better. So he may never be healthy, fully healthy. And Gus, with the question, we selected Jalen with the third pick. Is he or is he not our franchise player? He's not going to be traded this year. He's playing very good ball this last week. He seems to have found new focus. So why give up on that for somebody who does not make them that much better? Hey, and I understand Rafael, Ime wanting to get to the playoffs and all that, but a star player trading part of the core for a star. Who is a star? Y'all think Bridges is a star? I don't. Now, if the Rockets think he's a star, then that's a problem in itself, right there. So yeah, Zayden was a 2 pick. Jabari was third pick. Then they're talking about Chance for Murray. DeJounte Murray has been discussed for a lot of folks. Yeah, a lot of folks. Zach LaVine. Heck, last week when I talked about it, Bobby Marks, the trade he wanted to see the Rockets make involved Alec Burks and Isaiah Stewart for Jock Landale in the pick. Hell no, that wasn't what happened. That wasn't happening for please. No, no, no. That wasn't happening. Damon, what did Jalen Green do in the fourth quarter of the Pelicans game? I don't trust Green. Well, Damon, what did Alp do the whole game? He got bullied. Jonas bullied him the whole game. When Alp does not get a bigger center in foul trouble and has to go against that man one-on-one, Alp struggles. Okay? Alp has limitations. He's a hell of a player, but he still has limitations and room to get better. Jabari, as high as I've been on him, Jabari against the Pels, 0 for 6 from the floor, including 0 for 4 from 3, no points, 2 fouls, 1 rebound in 22 minutes. 1 rebound. That's 1 more than us. We didn't play. 1 rebound. So, the Rockets on the glass last night, 56-29. The Pels bullied them. Without Zion, they got bullied. Dylan Brooks, 3 rebounds. Jalen had 4. Cam had, oh, y'all so high on Cam. He took a step back last night. He scored. He scored. He sure did. He had no rebounds in 20 minutes. Y'all know I am not a fan. Okay? I am not a Rockets fan. I'm going to call it like it is, but I'm not going to make it personal. I respect my credential, and I'm not going to mess it up. So, Sola, how are you? Thank you very much for chiming in as always. I still think Jay Sean and Jock will be dealt, or Jock maybe let go. Honestly, get something for him. But yeah, I still see them being traded. Thrillo, neither one of our young front court guys has gotten their grown man strength yet. Agreed. Tony M, how are you doing? Thank you for chiming in. Jabari took a step back for a while. Then he sprained his ankle. He was playing well, crashing the boards. One board last night. That's not going to get it done. Solo likes the Adams pickup. I think it's a good investment, of course. He's older, coming off season-ending injury, surgery. He'll be a backup big. If he's healthy, he's a better backup big, a legitimate 5 than Jock Landale could ever be. So it was not career-ending injury. It was season-ending. But because of his age at 31, we'll see what he has left in the tank. But he only has next year left on his deal. So 24, 25. If it doesn't work out, if he does not have much left in the tank, then Rockets can move on. And see, this is where I was going with this. Justin's reasoning. Last night's game shows why Adams, a healthy Steven Adams, would be a good backup big for LP. Jonas just bullied LP last night. Grown man against a young man not yet there. Yep. Jabari laid an egg last night. He sure did. And this as well. Steven Adams sets great screens. That will help the Rockets. Terry knows well since he's a stan. Steven Adams stan. Adams was a major part in Russ and Ja getting easy layups at the rim. Yes. Steven Adams is one of the strongest men in the NBA. Natural strength. Just naturally strong. And a good dude, a funny dude as well. And a good in the locker room guy as well. And for the most part, another dude that opponents will not mess with. Solo with another good point. Steve Adams is an underrated passer as well. And Thrillo going with what I'm saying. He makes the Rockets tougher. Him and DB, team's not going to mess with them next season. But yeah, more and more I thought about it. I said it last week. I was kind of surprised at how he did as far as a colleague vote, media vote. But yeah, LP, Rockets not winning now. 3 games under 500. That didn't help him, his chances of making an all-star team. So he'll get there eventually. And Steve Adams, this is where the Rockets are going. Another veteran. Point blank. As long as Steven Adams is healthy, and we have to see that next season, as long as he's healthy, he is a clear upgrade to the Rockets' backup 5 spot. Agreed? Clear. So that's a good deal. You give him a guy who didn't play at all this year and 3 second-round picks that for the most part will be late in the second round. What's wrong with that? Wow, this is the 97 team? Why you picked the 97 squad? I'm curious, Gus. Why did you pick that squad? Alp leaves so many points on the table, missing free throws. Yep. Hey, that's what we have to see. That's what the Rockets have to see. Jalen has to prove it that he's turned the corner. We have to see it. I try to be consistent in what I say. Once you do it a couple times, that shows me you have the skill set to do it consistently and not be a flash in the pan. So Jalen can score. He's shown he can rebound. So now let's do it game in, game out. I'm not asking him nor expecting him to get double doubles with points and rebounds, but he should be around 6 rebounds a game. And he can get it and go, push the ball to the floor. I thought Coach Udoka had made a great point that the Rockets starting 5 is pretty slow. Alp's slow. When he said Fred gets it and pushes and then kind of stops and goes nowhere. That's kind of true. Older vets. I don't know. You got somebody in mind, Gus? Rockets are getting older and trying to balance out a blend of the youth potential with more veterans who can still produce. And this is possible. The trade rumors, social media backlash, whatever, could be possible. Could have, lit a fire under Jalen. Hey, or it could just been finally realizing that what coach is saying, coach is right, and I need to do things differently. Could be that too. Sola says the way he's attacking the rim differently. Well, let's see. We got to see him do it consistently. Let's see what he does against Toronto on Friday. Let's see him put 4 good quarters together for 5, 6, 7 games. Let's see him impact winning game to game. That does not necessarily mean points. It could be getting rebounds. It could be going in, getting a clutch defensive rebound. There are other ways to help win. It could be being a facilitator. Different ways to get things done. David with the comment, Jason's recent scoring burst hasn't been dependent on unsustainable 3-point shooting like previous hot streaks. Terry says, aggressive Jalen is a good Jalen. Do I know how the organization views Jalen? Bright future. Very bright future. And they're not going to give up on him. I know some fans are ready to move on. Not the Rockets. However, if some team made a blockbuster proposal that was too good to be true, and Rockets be like, "Oh, we had to do this. They must be crazy." Then naturally, he's not untouchable. Let's be clear about that. Cameron's out there jacking it up. It's going in. Yeah, he lets them fly. No question. He lets them fly. Thriller with that comment about the baby. Hey, who knows? Maybe. Jamon says, even when Jalen has a good box score game, we still end up losing. So let me take it from this perspective. Is that Jalen's fault? First quarter, Jalen carried the Rockets last night, first quarter. Nobody else did anything. He had it rolling. The issue is that the Rockets have to figure out is a balance for Jalen to get his points, for Alp to get his points, everybody to eat. That's the balance. This team is inconsistent. Hell, look at the Lakers. I think the game's over. Lakers on Monday with LeBron and AD. Yeah, they played Saturday against the Warriors. I know that. Yeah. Their defense was trash. Their defense was non-existent against the Rockets. Now, without LeBron and AD, I think last I saw, they were winning in Boston. What the hell? I mean, figure that out. So I'm leaning more toward last night was because of Alp and Jabari not playing well. Again, Jabari had 1 rebound last night. 1. That's 1 more than me and Thrillo and Terry and Solo and Jamon. 1. 1. That's not Jalen Green's fault. And Alp, I was right there when he said it. I need to be more aggressive. We need to play harder. They play harder than us. He said that. And the Rockets, coaches said it a few times, and Alp said it a few times. The Rockets got to get out of this mindset of when their shots not falling, have let the shots not going in impact their defense. Hey, just because the shot's not falling, do something else. Rebound that miss and do it again. Reset the offense, play defense, get a steal. Different ways to help the team win. Justin saying LeBron doesn't play defense. He's not like he used to. Man, been in the league 20 years. But it shouldn't be on him to play defense. What about the rest of the team? D'Lo, Austin Reeves, those other dudes. I mean, hey. Agreed. The Rockets, when their shots not falling, they don't turn defense into offense. Why is that? That should not be the case. Coach has said a few times, when the Rockets offense is flowing and they got it rolling, they're content with just trading buckets rather than getting stops. That's not what the great teams do. The great teams get stops. 2, 3, 4 stops. And get buckets. They put teams away. They enjoy making life difficult for their opponents defensively. They enjoy disrupting the other team's offense. Not that, well, let's just outscore folks. We got the talent. We just light them up. All right. Terry says he thinks Alp has nightmares when teams put him in the pick and roll. Justin says Rockets defense is too inconsistent, and that's a problem. That is a concern. It's also part of being young. Rockets, fouls come. Their fouls come in bunches, and sometimes come at the wrong time too. Justin asked, Detroit beat OKC Sunday, ironically. Well, for Detroit sports fans, the Pistons won on Sunday, beating OKC, led pretty much the entire second half, while the Lions lost Sunday evening and lost a halftime lead. But, hey. Solo is right. Yep. The Rockets were great defensively to start the season. Then they got injured. 2 key players, Dylan, Tari, Jabari's ankle. So that's really the team's 3 best defensive players. But now the defense, the 3-point shot has really taken a nap. The defense is taking a siesta. Teams have figured out some of their tendencies and how to exploit them on those slipping screens, having a lob threat. Tony M going off tangent, but off the top rope, Tony, it's not just the NBA. Officiating in heck, in sports, it's gotten worse. NFL is bad. College basketball is bad. It's bad. Period. Part of it is the old heads have retired. You got newer officials who are inexperienced and too emotional. It all flows together. Just let's see, was it Terry asking, do I think doing more like Drummond than Dwight? He does not impact the game defensively as well as Detroit would like. He's figuring it out. Yeah, he's athletically, he's body physical. He's a physical specimen, but defensive impact just not there yet. He's still slow to react. He's not a shot blocking threat. So he's still figuring that out. That he adds that to his game, that'll be another weapon for him. Justin Tari's been out 3 weeks now. I think he'll be back next week. Started some one-on-one stuff, doing some light work. I think he will be back next week. They never made it official. I think for the length of time he has been out, it sure seems like that stress reaction became a stress fracture. Solo I'm curious to see what the rotation will be with everyone healthy. After next Thursday, after the trade, another trade happens. The 3-point shooting, and Fred's dealing with a sore back. That has not helped his 3-point shot. So his outside shot is up and down. The 3-point shooting has been terrible. It's been inconsistent. So, all right, let's go back to it. Jamon, where you at? I haven't seen you comment the last few minutes. Kelly Olynyk, yay or nay? Y'all still want? Oh no, not y'all. Still want. As I take a sip out of my Roundball V mug. Cheers. Would he help the Rockets this season? Would he be an upgrade to what they have now? Tony says no. Terry says he thinks you prefer really? You prefer Jay Sean over Uncle Jeff? Really? Wow. What's changed there? JB Johnson, thank you for chiming in with a comment. Interested to see any moves we could make. I think, like I said, I don't believe they're done. Jamon likes Olynyk. Justin says he feel like Steve Adams' pick came out of nowhere. But Justin, like I said, and I keep saying it, I'm gonna beat the horse into the ground. Just because we didn't hear about it does not mean it wasn't discussed or had not been discussed. The fact that Chris B. Haynes went public and other media folks went public with the Rockets' interest in Robert Williams, a player who's out this season, as an investment for next season, indicates to me the Rockets were along that mindset. They were thinking of an investment for next season. Steve Adams, they decided to go with Steve Adams over the Time Lord. Chris B. Haynes and a lot of the national writers have connections with agents, agencies, reps. Many of those leaks, those reports are from the agents to those national writers. Keep that in mind. Don't forget that. Keep that in mind. Why do you think so many times you see Woj post on Threads and Musk, player X was signed and he's represented by such and such agency? Why is that important? Why do we care who represents the player? But then you ask, why is Woj including that agent, that rep in the tweet, in the post? Because it's give and take. Would you give me something? I'll give you something. Don't forget that. JB likes Steven Adams. Solo says, if we get Olynyk, he'll be able to play in lineups with Adams or Şengün. Whose minutes decrease in an Olynyk trade? Well, for sure. Well, probably be traded. Jock Landale and Jason Tate, they'll probably be gone. Slightly, probably Uncle Jeff's. And it's just with the where do these people get their sources from? John McClain. Agents, sports agents, reps, runners, friends of the agents, friends of the players. And of course, some within the organization. They've known for a long time. Hey, do me a solid. I'll give you some info. You just put this out there for us. We're trying to drum up some interest on a player. We're trying to see what we can get for this player. So put this out there for us. All right. If I do that for you, you got to give me something in return. No problem. That's how this stuff works. But yep, back at it. Reminder, if you're just joining in, the Rockets will acquire Memphis Grizzlies center Steven Adams in exchange for guard Victor Oladipo and 3 second-round picks, 2 this year's draft and 1 in next year's draft. Steven Adams makes 12.6 this year, 12.6 next season. VO, this is the last year of his contract, makes $9.5 million. Terry with a question: why do we go after Biyombo to help? He's available. It's a good question, and wouldn't cost much at all. So, Justin, they must have Luke in a dungeon. He's in the front office. He's in the front office. He's not on the bench. He's in the front office. He's still part of the organization. Just leave it at that. Since we have Adams coming next year, does it still make sense to acquire big that could help this season? Well, KO's contract is up this season, so I think he'd come here and be gone. I don't believe if the Rockets can find a deal involving Jock Landale, he'll be gone. We got less than 168 hours for that to happen. So keep hope alive, Damon. Keep hope alive. Let's keep hope alive. I'm not going to be like those folks back in the day who said, in paraphrasing, I'm not going to say in Rafael I trust. I'm not doing that. But I just believe the Rockets are not done making deals. Taco Fall, you got jokes. I mean, yeah. Come on, Justin, you got jokes. It's funny, though. That's a big young man. But he's definitely not fleet of foot. He is a large human being, but he's not fleet of foot or whatsoever. JT Hines, how are you doing? Welcome to this edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents Let's Talk Houston Rockets. No sponsor for this show. In discussions with Byron about renewing. I think we're getting closer to a renewal, but just not yet. y'all being funny now. All right. All right. Well, but what else? Like I said, I don't see Bol. And didn't Shaq say Bol does same thing Wimby does? I think I saw that somewhere. I mean, he does have skills. He just Doesn't really stick yet. Tall, skilled young man, slim, can shoot. Handles are decent. Besides, Amin and Cam, our bench went 1 for 9. Jay-Sean 1 for 2. Well, Jay-Sean was 1 for 2. Uncle Jeff was 0 for 3, and Aaron Holiday was 0 for 4. And all 4 of those attempts were from the 3-point line. Heck, the Rockets, let's see. Amin had 6 rebounds. Jay-Sean had 1. Cam had none. Uncle Jeff had none. And Aaron had 1. So 1, 2, was it 5 guys? 5 guys are combined for 8 rebounds. And your starting 5 combined for 21. That's bad. That's bad. And Justin, I know you mean Rafael. Rafael thinks he's Maury, trying to find the next Harden. Mikal Bridges is not a star. I don't believe he is. He's a solid player. He's not a star. What about Kyle Lowry? I think Kyle, if possible, wants to sign with a contender. And that's not the Rockets this season. But we shall see. What are your thoughts on Friday's matchup with the Raptors? Heck, the writers are already in town. They were here yesterday. Interviewed Fred after the game yesterday. They got here early. J-Mon, what do you make of Eco's article about Rockets seeking a star? That's Ime, and it was Eco, Shams, and Sam Amick combined on the article. But part of it, in reading the article, the Rockets are willing to acquire a star and want to keep their core 6, but if they can get a star, they are willing to trade part of their core 6. They want to keep Cam and Amin, but if a star becomes available, oh yeah, we'll trade him. Okay, so which is it? Suns and Celtics interested in Jay-Sean? Yep. Malcolm Brogdon's name has been tossed about. Yep. Solo says the Nets are dumb for not wanting their own picks back. Solo adds he thought Stone said he does not want to trade any of the core. Y'all says that. Yeah. Justin, who is a disgruntled star in the league? Right now, really, yeah. I agree. So I think there will be some deals, more deals between now and February 8th. I don't live and die with it like I used to when I was younger, trying to hunt those, breaking stories and breaking news kind of. Trade happens, I'll discuss it, move on. Rockets make a deal, I'll discuss it. But if they don't, I'll discuss the team. We'll get it. We'll keep doing these shows and keep talking with you guys and having fun that way. Let's see. Are there stars available that would stay in Houston long term? WK asks. Like who? Who do you got in mind? You got somebody in mind? Jamon, I won't be surprised if Green is traded before the deadline. Interesting. Gary Bankston. I wanted help at center for this year, but you can't get mad trading a guy that might not play 100 more games and 3 picks that may not make a roster. Yeah, agreed. The picks the Rockets gave up to get Steven Adams Most likely, those are late 40s in the 50s in the draft, which will now be 2 days. First round on Wednesday, second round on Thursday. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on the NBA going to 2 days for a 2-round draft? Interesting. Not that's well, the NBA, not the NFL in terms of popularity, but I understand why the NBA wanted to give more time to second round picks, allow for more possible discussions and trade and things of that sort, and plus give the young man second who are drafted in the second round some TV shine. Why do second round is because 2 minutes between picks. This year's draft is going to expand to 4 minutes between picks in the second round. But too often, teams made picks during the commercials, so you never saw who got picked. So that wasn't fair at all. See, Draymond, that's the point. The NBA made it where you didn't care about the second round. There were 2 minutes between picks. So why would you care? You had no time to make a deal, but because it's 2 minutes long, who can get stuff done in 2 minutes? Let's see here. I'm waiting to see who Mark Berman passed the torch to in terms of scooping stories, things of that sort. Nobody. Nobody does that. Not yet. None of us are going to go to the airports and meet coaches and players and stuff like Scoop did. Nobody's doing that. Nobody. Berman's replacement right now over at the station, he doesn't do that. So nobody does that. Nobody. Berman is one of a kind. Talked to him, was it Monday? I think it was Monday. We're supposed to get together for lunch in a few days. So, yeah. What is an example of a player you'd expect the Rockets to get back for Green? I don't think his value is all that high. I don't see the Rockets trading Jalen Green. Not during the season. I don't see it. And I think his value is much higher than y'all give him credit for. And like I said, other than DeJounte Murray, not really a star. Malcolm Brogdon, not really a star. Alec Burks, not a star. They're not really stars on the trade market right now. Yeah. Justin says if the NBA is having 2 days, then they need to have a concert or something in between rounds. They might. Yep. Solo with the fact Joker was drafted doing a commercial. Yeah. Because the second round was 2 minutes long. And he had to squeeze in all the sponsors, make them happy for advertising during the draft. So, there's financial reasons why they're going to 2 days as well. Let's not forget that. And when J-Mon says we know Stone doesn't care, it's Daryl Morey philosophy. But you got to have them second round picks for assets in trades. It helps you to have those assets in order to get players in return. Gary being honest, he is not interested in second round picks. Jerry says, I guess we don't have to draft a big in this draft. We can go for a good all-rounder. We'll see. That's a new name right there. Was that McKay? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Thank you for your comment. The Rockets have the triple tower now. Şengün, Boban, and Adams. I doubt Boban will be here next year, but we shall see. Yeah, Berman, there will never be another Berman. But, and Scoop is my guy, known him for a long, long time. He how can I phrase this? If he hears about this, he might kill me, might call me and say, what the hell? Why'd you say that publicly? But he really needed to be first in breaking the story. I mean, he needed it. That's just not a big deal to me. It's just not. It would just piss him off if competition beat him to a story. Piss him off. JB saying he's not sure about Jalen. That's fair. Okay. Trading Jalen Green for Jalen Brunson would be fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not happening. Okay. Steven, how you doing, man? We've been discussing the acquisition of Steven Adams for VO and 3 second-round picks, 2 this year and 1 in 25. Your thoughts on that? It's an investment for next season's roster, getting a legit backup big man like Steven Adams, assuming he's healthy. All signs point to him being healthy after sitting out this season. He'll be ready to go for next season. Be a legit backup big man for Shingun. Tony M. Berman's like the Marvin Zindler of Houston sports. Justin says maybe you can find a shooter in second round. Or yeah, there is talent. Different folks have. It's funny, not funny, interesting. There are some teams who really do not value the second round. And there are fans of those teams who've been convinced to not value the second round. But then there comes opponents who have a second round player who did a great job against their team. Where did they get him from? Second round. Why did we draft him? Second round is part of it. And part of it, you draft second round players. Could be draft and stash. Some international players who've had an impact. That happens. Second round players, maybe older college players who are ready for the NBA immediately, as opposed to a 19-year-old in the first round. So that might be that reason to draft someone in the second round. Second round players, some may not take as long to develop as younger players in the first round, and they cost less. So different folks have different value on second round, and some of those teams, you see them have more success with the younger players, with their draft picks. Well, there is has been some rumors about Steven being older than 31. So yeah. Gary says he'd trade Jalen for Tyus Jones and Daniel Gafford. Throw in Boban in all the second round picks. Damn. Yeah. Man, that's how do you really feel, Gary? Man. Teams just have to be better scouting. That's my philosophy on it. Dogs Connect would be a great pick for the Rockets in the draft. I mean, teams have scouting departments for a reason, and I hope they maximize them and utilize them correctly. I mean, if not, you're just wasting money. But we shall see how it all plays out. Gonna wrap it up right there. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. WK with VO with the second best contract never signed behind Dennis. Hey. Yep. Just think about that. Rafael wanted to sign him to a long-term deal. Yep. Don't forget that, Rocket fan. Don't forget that. But also, Jabari Smith, Wednesday, had 1 rebound. 1. Cam Whitmore, a lot of points, 17 of them. 6 for 12 from the floor, including 3 for 7 from 3. He had no rebounds. Dylan Brooks had 3 rebounds. Jay Sean had 1. Uncle Jeff had none. The Rockets played 10 guys, not counting Nate and Samuels playing the last minute. 10 guys saw at least 6 minutes of action Wednesday against the Pels. 10 players combined for 29 rebounds. 10 players combined for 29 rebounds. The Pels almost doubled up the Rockets on the boards. 56-29. I'd be disappointed and shocked if that happens Friday night against the Raptors. Agreed. He will help with rebounding next year. Oh, there he is, right? Yeah, flying so fast. Right there. Steven will help rebounding. Yes. Hey, he's a taller version of microwave. Hey, he's a better shooter from the outside than Vinny was, but when Vinny got it going, he was something else. Stone traded for Wall twice. And Oladipo, yeah. Yep. I doubt VO comes back for a third time, but who knows? Never say never. Agreed, Steven. Landale has to know he has no future here. Agreed. Solo says Jabari just needs to get into a scuffle. But yes, again, as always, tell your friends about this show. Tell your friends about the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Buy some merch, credentialed. 30 years credentialed covering basketball, college and pro. We're going to be on site for the Let's Rage Cougs post-game show this Saturday from Star Pizza. Looking forward to that. It's going to be our first time, so might have some things to iron out, but hey, we're branching out on location from a pizza place. So thank you very much. But subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, tell your friends about all the shows and content here, hoops and football and more coming in. Correct Cuts, yeah, we've been chopping it up, talking about the Rockets acquiring Steven Adams for VO and 3 second-round picks. Most of the audience likes it. Most, not all. Gotta put this out here. Always good to do that. It's always good when Houston beats Texas. Always. Always. Anything is good when Houston beats Texas. And it's a concern. Şengün has been way less aggressive lately. He said in the locker room Wednesday night, we will play harder. I will play harder. And we will win Friday. He said that. We will win Friday. Rockets Raptors in H-Town Friday, 7:05 tip-off. I'll be there. Then click on the bell so you can receive notifications of the next show because I'm not sure when it's going to be. But if not before next Thursday, definitely there'll be one next Thursday because that's the trade deadline day. I don't believe there's any game in town. Let me see before I put my foot in my mouth. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, we're good next Thursday. For sure, there'll be a show next Thursday discussing the Rockets and any more deals that they do make. So, everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your critiques and disagreeing sometimes. It's all good. Just keep it clean and respectful. Salute to everybody. That there was no need for any of this. Plenty of this. So wrapping it up, always remember, never forget, since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review Local name, global perspective. Y'all take care.
Game over.